Elon Musk just revealed why Dogecoin is going to pass Bitcoin to become the #1 cryptocurrency on Earth. Obviously, that's pretty dang awesome to see, and it comes at a good time this week as we are also seeing institutional and big company support of cryptocurrency slowly creeping upwards as we take a look at this. It's a very slow process. Walmart preparing a metaverse push / trademark, and that's what filings are showing. So we did see an update not too long ago that Walmart was interested in cryptocurrency. They were getting staffing specifically for crypto. They were trying to figure out what to do in regards to it. We were wondering, is Walmart about to accept Dogecoin at stores nationwide or worldwide, even potentially? Is Walmart going to accept Bitcoin, Ethereum? Are they going to be really pushing at crypto from that angle? What are they going to do? Well, this right here is a step in the right direction that could eventually lead to acceptance more broadly of crypto, because Walmart is now filing. Look at this, you can see the actual filing there. It's called Wordmark Goods and Services Standard Characters. This trademark can be found there. They post a link to it, and basically it just goes through a bunch of different services that they're trying to go through for cryptocurrency and for metaverse. This is partially from a video game standpoint, but at the end of the day, metaverse and crypto go hand in hand, and it's obviously a great step forward to see this here. But the most exciting thing that happened in the last 24 hours is, of course, this. We saw Billy Marcus, aka the creator of Dogecoin, saying, "I don't understand why people still have meltdowns over Dogecoin's origin as a joke. Something can be a joke and still be useful," and I think that's just very eloquently put. I mean, we do know, and we talk about it often here on this channel, Dogecoin, even though technically it was made as a joke, it actually is one of the best currencies out there. Some of that was by sheer luck, and some of that was actually by design, especially from the standpoint of Litecoin, from the standpoint of Bitcoin. All of this works together, and also all of the updates along the way have actually helped to make Dogecoin significantly better than it was previously. And because the network is a little bit more streamlined, it allows it to actually have updates that can go through more easily. And because of the amount that are mined per year, you don't have to worry so much about updates like with Ethereum, where they're trying to make these updates go through, but it's actually difficult. So in that time, Dogecoin has been able to substantially improve itself more than pretty much any of the other top cryptos who have a way harder time doing so. So some big advantages, some of it not by design, some of it just for fun, but it actually ended up being like a very lucky coincidence in many cases. But then Elon Musk responds with this. And by the way, if you just came in to the live, make sure to take a second to press that like button before we get into this Elon Musk comment here, because right now we have around 100 likes and 400 of us here in the live. So it doesn't matter. Maybe you're sitting down, maybe you're lying down, or of course, maybe you're on the you-know-what, but take a second to press the dang button. It's difficult, right? You gotta go all the way down there, but I mean, it's worth it because it will actually help to bring more people into our community there. Let's see if we can get to 300 likes. I think that'd be a good goal. Dogecoin will surpass US GDP and will be trading at $100 in 2030, says Samuel J.K. Bangalore. And that's an interesting name there. I mean, I may have pronounced that wrong. I hope I didn't, though. But yeah, I mean, Dogecoin passing other cryptos, passing other currencies, and becoming a huge force is absolutely what we're expecting over the next decade. And it will happen way before then. But the overall big picture is so much bigger than is even capable of happening in a year, even no matter how good of a year it is for Dogecoin. And because of that, you actually are 100% right there that we can see Dogecoin going to crazy levels. Now, $100 would technically mean it would go approximately 20 trillion or so dollars. That's just an estimate off the top of my head. It would be around 20 times where Bitcoin is right now, a little bit more than that, if it does reach $100 per coin. So obviously an extremely lofty goal. It would be Dogecoin alone having a bigger market cap than gold altogether for a $100 price point. So is it possible? Technically, yes, because it's so much more efficient, but it does require Dogecoin to become the crypto of Earth sooner rather than later in order to reach that by that short of a period of time. Now, if we're talking about in 30 years, is it possible? It's absolutely way more possible for $100 then. And if we're talking about the upside of Dogecoin within the next 10 years, I would say it would be somewhere around $10 to $15. And maybe if we get extremely lucky, it could be higher than that. And it also it depends too on what happens with inflation. If we see inflation going crazy, then obviously Dogecoin would be worth more in comparison to dollars. So obviously there's huge amounts of money that can be made here by investing in Doge. There's huge big things that are coming, but we don't want to be overly optimistic because obviously it does take some amount of skepticism when you're analyzing stuff like Dogecoin, because if you underestimate and it beats your expectations, you feel good. If you overestimate and it goes under, well, then you feel bad. Satima token LLC and Dogecoin anime token says infinite money coin. Yeah, there's a lot of coins out there these days. You can literally throw a rock anywhere on planet Earth and hit a meme coin. I mean, there's just a ton of them out there now. COC is the best metaverse project and the next 100x to the moon, says Andre. I happen to agree with that very much. Now, with COC, there has unfortunately been some delays with the CASI note, and obviously, it's just part of the process. Anytime you have any project, there's going to be delays in the crypto space almost all the time if someone gives you a specific date, which is why I always recommend any teams that ask me for advice, I say do not, under any circumstances, give a specific date for anything, whether it's a spike, whether it's this, just say, it can happen here, and then when it does happen, then do a big announcement and say here, 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 or if you want to do something like a few hours before, announce it. Those are the ways to handle it rather than doing a specific date. But anyway, back to this. So Elon Musk responded to Billy Marcus, basically talking about how even though Dogecoin was made in part as a joke, it can still be useful, right? To buy stuff, obviously. And Elon Musk says the most entertaining outcome is the most likely, getting a lot of likes and retweets on that. And basically, it's so clear what Elon Musk is believing and saying. Dogecoin becoming the cryptocurrency of Earth, as he's stated before, is the most entertaining outcome and therefore the most likely. And Elon Musk isn't just saying, okay, this is what I think is going to happen. He's saying, here's exactly all the things I'm going to do to actually make sure that it does happen. So really cool to see that there. As we get more likes and views coming in, that's awesome to see. If you want to join the Patreon as well, now is a great time to do that, as we have a pick that is not far away, which is going to be like no other pick we've ever done before. Have you ever wanted to actually get into a cryptocurrency early and be literally the first person in it? Well, it may be tough to do that because there's obviously going to be some competition, but have you ever, at the very least, wanted to be really, really, really extremely early on a pick that had basically almost no market cap yet? If so, well, then now's the perfect time to join, because that's exactly what this next pick is. It's going to be on the BNB chain. I also did a full Patreon post explaining, or I haven't done the full one yet, but I did do a Patreon post explaining in brief exactly how to do the picks. And that post, I believe I set it as free for anyone to read. I'm not entirely sure if I did. Maybe I should go do that, but you can go check it out. You can see how to buy BNB, and then you can actually join the Patreon in order to be part of the pick. Highly recommend doing that. Link in the description, and also will be in the pinned comment as well. Do you think Doge went to 75 because exchanges had to buy? Then the same with Robinhood adding Shiba? No, so that is not why it went to that price. With exchanges, most of them are not just going to buy in ahead of time. Some will actually buy some. You have to buy some ahead of time, but most of them will not go fully and buy the predicted amount, because it's really hard to predict how many people are going to buy a coin on your platform. So rather, what they do is they offer it for sale, and then as people start to buy, they do buys along the way while they're doing that. The decentralized ones are a little bit different than the more centralized ones with Robinhood and stuff like that. That's for the most part what they do. They have people who are on this 24/7 who are buying tokens as they need, and then selling tokens as well if they need to sell tokens. And so no, that's not what caused the price. What caused the price is just simply a ton of hype in a very short period of time from one big SNL episode, which at the end of the day was not seen by enough people, I don't think, that should have caused that spike. It really went way higher than it was supposed to on that day. It went higher than we were expecting, and there's a reason for that, because it basically just went to extreme hype mode. And unfortunately, when you reach that mode, you reach a height that is not actually sustainable, which is why it fell afterwards. And that fall ended up making some people a little bit bearish, which caused it to fall more. So I think really SNL being such a big hype event actually made Dogecoin set back a little bit on its path, but no worries, the path is still clear ahead for Dogecoin to make huge gains. It's just a little bit of a detour that that took, even though overall is extremely positive. I mean, we're just talking simply about from a price perspective in the short term. Overall, it was one of the best things that will ever happen to Dogecoin, because all the new wallets that came on board from that, all the new energy, those people, they may have taken some sells afterwards. They may have gotten a little bit scared, but they still, at this current point in time, most likely hold a little bit of Dogecoin, or at the very least understand exactly how to buy. So when the next big hype event does happen, they're already ready to actually go in and buy. So it's definitely not a bad thing. It was an extremely positive thing. It's just the way it happened made it a temporarily negative thing that will then lead to being way more positive overall. So obviously, we would never ever criticize something that good for Dogecoin overall. Just something to consider there. Matt Wallace and my grandma sitting in a tree. Kissing. Oh, is your grandma Diana K. Fletcher? I didn't realize Diana was already a grandmother. That seems kind of unlikely, unless she had a baby when she was a kid, and then her kid also had a baby when she was a kid. Maybe. Maybe it's possible. Diana, are you keeping secrets from me? Dogecoin to the moon, says Infinite Money Coin. That's funny though. That's good. We got a jokester in the comment section there. Dogecoin to the moon as well, says Drew, and someone commented Shiba Inu. Then my comment under that was Dogecoin is the future cryptocurrency of Earth, and watching it get to that point, get there, will be extremely entertaining. The most entertaining outcome is the most likely. I agree with you there, Elon. I also retweeted his tweet, as we do see some more interesting things happening like this. Klay Thompson and also other big celebrities like Trevor Lawrence in the sports space now accepting Bitcoin and moving more into cryptocurrency. Now, the way this is happening is actually in large part through Cash App. Cash App is making this, which is a smart move for them, because then a lot of cryptocurrency people will talk about them from it. And that's just the beginning, because we currently don't even have any pro athletes that are on the Dogecoin train yet. Fear not only is that coming, it's coming in a big way, because it's only really a short period of time away when we do start seeing companies see the big advantage there as Dogecoin starts to grow massively and starts to really be utilized more as a currency with Robinhood wallets. It's going to really open the door and change everything. Yeah, we may have to wait until we're 80 for Robinhood wallets, but you know what? It'll be worth it. Not really. Well, we're looking at next month, I think. I mean, I would be shocked if Robinhood wallets do not come out in February. It's going to happen. In near term, you can see Dogecoin trading at $10. This is much possible, says Samuel. And yeah, I mean, that is not an overestimate. That's not an overreach. $10 Dogecoin puts it at just around 30% above where Bitcoin is right now, market cap wise. So we already know it's possible for crypto to get to that point. And if Dogecoin's way better as a currency than Bitcoin, and if we're going to see way bigger hype events for Dogecoin than we've ever seen in Bitcoin's history, then mathematically speaking, then from just a standpoint of common sense, why couldn't Dogecoin go to $10? And the answer is it can. It's going to take, obviously, a lot of people really pushing hard. It's going to take likes. It's going to take retweets. It's going to take energy. It's going to take Elon Musk. It's going to take everything to get to that point. But once it does get to that point, it will then get a lot of the same energy and attention that Bitcoin is getting on a bigger scale. And then it can be off to the races from there. So a lot of people are looking at Dogecoin reaching a bigger price point just simply from the standpoint of, well, can it go from here to there? And the answer is no. It can't go from here to there, but it can go from here to number one. And once it's number one, it'll get more energy, more momentum, and then it'll be capable. And then at that point, it'll be capable of reaching those higher numbers. So it's like you have to make two bridges, not one, to get to that point. And a lot of people are trying to do one bridge there, which just doesn't work, unfortunately. That'd be nice, right? We also see Kazakhstan saying that the U.S. miners will make up 60% of the world's mining within the next few years here, the next 2 years specifically. That's interesting to see. Now, we did see China basically taking over most of the mining in the globe. Now, though, to see a lot of that shifting back to the United States, to see a lot of that energy being a country which, to be honest, I feel a lot more comfortable with having the mining because I live here. This is my country. I like this country. I'm a huge fan of the USA. I like the innovation here. I think even though the politicians can be terrible sometimes, at the end of the day, they don't have enough power to make us feel a lot of the consequences of that terribleness most of the time. Sometimes, especially lately, they've been finding ways to still be terrible anyway, despite their limited power, and trying to get more of that power. But at the end of the day, they're not going to be able to ban cryptocurrency mining. They're not going to be able to ban cryptocurrency because it's too big and already has too much institutional support. If they wanted to ban it, they had their chance, but they didn't, and a lot of them didn't even want to. So, that's a positive thing. Okay, what caused Shiba to go to billions in 2 weeks? Doesn't that have to be exchanges buying, not like retail called each other? So that's a good point there from Brandon. So basically, what caused that is not the exchanges themselves buying, but it is people buying on the exchanges. So kind of yes. If you think about it this way, if Dogecoin gets listed on Robinhood, or on let's say Coinbase, Dogecoin gets listed on Coinbase, then we see Coinbase actually buying up more tokens, or Kraken, or whatever exchange. I guess Robinhood, most of us here have that, so we'll just use that in this example. If people are buying Dogecoin on Robinhood, then Robinhood has to go then buy that Dogecoin themselves on actual chain. So it's people buying, and then Robinhood has to actually buy for those people as the one stepping in for them. So then the people buy, causes it to go up massively. The more exchanges it's on, the more people that can buy it, the more people that do buy it, the more exchanges then have to buy in order to be able to catch up with those people that are buying it. And so then it just goes crazy, and we see these huge market caps that are possible when we do see huge support like that. So kind of right, kind of wrong, but I do definitely see your point, and I appreciate the super chat coming in. Don't forget to patent and copyright everything, because Walmart is getting into crypto as well. DeFi rules, Dogecoin rules. That's right, Walmart, keep your grimy patenty hands all off my cryptocurrency. What the heck are you doing, Walmart? You can stay and join our crypto space as long as you respect the rules of it. We don't want your big pants lawyers coming in and lawyering everything up. In fact, if you do that, we will of course short your coin, Walmart, whatever it is. Whatever your metaverse thing, we won't participate. We'll stay away. The lawyers need to go away. We cannot have that. Oh, so Dogecoin to the moon says like spike? Question mark. That's a good question. Can we get up to 500 likes right now? We have 726 of us in the live. If we can get up to past 500 likes, that would mean that we had a very high ratio of likes versus current viewers. And by the way, 700 current, we have normally on each live, we get a total of 5,000 or so in that range that actually of us that come and have fun with us during the live. Then after, we get normally another 15,000, 20,000, 30,000, sometimes up to 50,000. It just depends on the video. So there's a huge amount of fun that we can have from that, and from getting new people and seeing how high those numbers can go up. You always love to see them going high. A bunch of rockets are coming in from Alex Johnson, and it's just cool to see this article because I do want that to happen. I very much would like to see the US having more mining. And the only thing is, I mean, you got to feel kind of bad for people in countries where the government's not letting them do this, because it's a huge mistake. I mean, the truth is, just simply because I live here and I like this country, I want that to happen. But it's not in the best interest of any of these countries that are banning it to do this. They can make way more money as a country. They could see more profits coming in, help their economy, boost everything. If you want to have more solar panels and more things like that actually participating in the mining, then do that. And then you won't have to worry as much if you have a shortage of energy in your country. Then you can have the infrastructure in place. It's worth it, financially speaking, to invest in that, and you will make more money overall. So if you're a country, or if you don't live in the United States, you should do whatever you can to make sure your country is participating in that. It's one of the smartest things possible for a country to be doing. Jared Kushner as well floated the idea of a federal cryptocurrency documents reveal. He is no longer in the government, but that just goes to show you that there are actually people in the federal government looking at making a cryptocurrency. And it would probably be pegged to the US dollar, which would just simply mean, okay, it's going to be boring. But if they're doing that, then they're way more likely to actually be pro-crypto in other areas. So that's really where the news actually comes from. Just like this place right here this is what other people should do. I mean, countries should do this too. Northwest Arkansas is offering 10K in Bitcoin and a bike to relocate there. Very smart move coming in from Arkansas. Some countries, some states, some cities are losing people way faster than they would like, which hurts the economy massively. And so they're putting incentive structures in place to come and join. This one is specifically for a job opportunity that is available in Arkansas, and there's multiple job opportunities as well. Remote workers even included in that. So you don't even necessarily have to move there for this. You basically just have to participate in the economy and pay taxes in the economy by being remote. And it's interesting to watch more people start to use crypto and take advantage of it, because if you're not, what the heck are you doing, right? Let me read this comment here real quick. Thank you, Matt Wallace. I'm happy to see what you're trying to do. They are trying to monopolize crypto, but DeFi, Dogecoin, Elon, the people is number one. I happen to agree with you there. Also, Slife says shorting Peloton tomorrow from the news yesterday. Interesting. Yeah, Peloton is spinning out of control, of course, is the joke a lot of people like to use. I mean, yeah, I'm taking it from someone else. Just like everyone who you see used it probably took it from someone else as well. Because that's what you do on a Peloton. You spin. Sup, Matt? I'm a VIP. Message me back on Patreon from Matt. Yes, so basically the best way for I'm not sure if you saw it, there's a VIP chat on Discord, and I actually go in there regularly. So the best way is to just reach out to me there and say, hey, can you check my DM on Discord? Because unfortunately with Patreon, it's just a kind of a jumbled mess. So it's really, really, really difficult to actually respond to messages there. So if you sent me one specifically on Patreon, it's going to be difficult for me to get back to you there. I'm trying my best, but that said, I will be able to get back to you on a lot of other places, so you can still reach out to me. You also, on the email you got, have my phone number, so you're welcome to just text me directly. Go type in Patreon or final stand or whatever in your email box and go find that email, and you can see all the information there. And if you're going to join right now at the higher level, make sure to check that email because you'll have everything you need there rather than just the typical way of the Patreon. Elon will take Dogecoin to the moon. No other cryptocurrency, only Doge, says Mr. Cheyenne. And yes, that's actually true. Elon Musk is not going to be a simp for other cryptos. He's on the Doge train, all aboard, and he's not changing his ticket anytime soon. He is going to stay on the Doge train, as we have seen some movement in the crypto market in the downward direction today, down 2%, with Bitcoin falling 1.6. $42,000 is the current price of BTC. Dogecoin down a little bit to around 17 cents. Then Polkadot down a decent amount, down 4%. Luna down 7%. The only crypto up today is actually Cardano, up 7.8%. In the top there, most of the cryptos taking a little bit of a dip today in the water. Still, technically, we are not in the full-on bull market yet, but we're not far away from that happening, which is exciting to think about. And I'm, of course, not going to be having any issues at all covering the bull market when it comes. We'll have a lot of fun with that. Matt, what's your input on Doge's current price at this moment? Yeah, I mean, it would be if Elon Musk hadn't have accepted Dogecoin for Tesla, we would see it at 12 cents right now, maybe even 11. And he actually saved it from going down that far, and that's good. Now, technically, we would have still seen it coming up afterwards, but it's good not to have to see that right now. And the price of the bottom, the floor for Dogecoin, we are looking at it being around 13, 14 cents. Will it ever again fall below there? I think there's a decent chance that it never will ever fall below those numbers again, which is cool to think about, right? So you can't lose much money, I don't think, investing in Dogecoin, especially compared to like Bitcoin and other cryptos. Dogecoin's safer. That really is true right now. No, there's no such thing as full safety. You can still lose all your money anywhere in crypto, just safer. But anyway, I'm Matt Wallace. This is Final Stand, and I will see you in the next video.